We are back. This is the 15th seven-figure mastermind event in Scottsdale, Arizona, where we've had a good handful of our students fly in from all around the world to learn how to get in alignment with their calling, with their purpose, to serve more people and to build a better business, one with more profits, more peace, more predictability, without sacrificing your faith, your family, and having fun in the process. So this morning I shared my story and how we scaled our business to over $600,000 a month and had over 40 team members, and how that led to me being completely overwhelmed, burned out, disconnected from myself, from my family. I wasn't in the best of health, and I realized I built something I couldn't even control. And I was a product of what's called bro scaling, just more closers, more coaches, more everything. And it was this obsession with acquisition. And really, the guys I was following were all building their businesses from what I would say from unresolved traumas and insecurities from their past, and entrepreneurship was this thing that gave them an identity. And again, were good things produced from it? Sure. But I believe that most entrepreneurs want lifestyle first, faith first, family first, fun first, and all of those things are being kicked to the wayside because the model is broken. The way coaches are selling coaching, it's broken. It's burning them out. And when I introduced this new model that I believe is the future, I saw hope in people's eyes, and people got excited about simplifying their business and bringing more fun so that they don't end up in the situation that I ended up in. And again, it just requires you to decide, is this business going to serve you, or are you going to serve the business? I believe in building a business by design and not by default. And I told them today that you will never grow into pain. If there's any type of misalignment in your business, with your product, with your person, with your outcome, with your offer model, you will not grow into pain, and it'll lead to self-sabotage. So we taught our students today some frameworks to get in alignment so they actually have a sound foundation to build something successful and sustainable. Honestly, that was the best event that we've run. I've done 15 of these events until now, and this was by design. First thing we designed specifically was the location. We wanted something smaller, and we wanted it to be much more intimate because we conduct workshop style events. I used to bring on just the big name speakers and they just yell from the front of the stage, but the members would get overwhelmed. It was just a raw fest. And what we want is our students to participate. We want them to ask questions, play all out, and that requires a different format. And we kicked off day one with workshops where we taught, first of all, the alignment equation. And we helped our students see where they're in or out of alignment with their current business model. Because if you're not in alignment, you will not grow into pain, and you will figure out how to self-sabotage your business. So that was a big theme, and a lot of breakthroughs happened in that morning session around like, wow, I don't even like what I'm doing. I don't even like who I'm coaching. I don't even resonate with the problem that I'm solving. That's a big problem. The next session, we introduced the 4 foundations: your North Star, the code of conduct, the mechanisms, and the playbooks. The playbooks is how to do the tactics. And most people come to these events, they just want more tactics. And where we spent time is on the why of your business, your North Star. Why are you doing what you're even doing? And it's got to be a deep emotional reason rooted to your story. And most of our students and most people in general don't even know their North Star and what's pulling them into the future. It's not rooted to their God-given calling. And then we talked about the code of conduct, which is the who of your business. Who are you trying to attract? And the code of conduct, an example could be, I'm your guide, but I'm not your savior. If that's one of my codes of conduct, I'm going to attract more people of self-responsibility versus victim-minded people. And we had them write out their code of conduct. Who do you need to be in order to come into my world? So people have a set of rules to operate by, because when they do, you're not so reliant on your playbooks and the how-to, because the how-to is readily available for free. And if you're a coach struggling, we need to spend time figuring out the North Star and the code of conduct. And then we need to look at our mechanisms. The mechanisms is what you do, your training style, your nutrition methodology, and we have to make sure that we have a distinct approach so that we separate ourselves from competition. Day 2, we had some power speakers. We brought in John Matson, a superhuman official. We brought in Michael Bergnoff of the Human Communication Institute, which was the facility that we were using. Those 2 talks alone, we could have done breakouts on them the entire event. It was so deep, and it was really money codes and communication skills in terms of how to communicate with yourself, how to communicate with the world in order to create strategic influence. And these are things that really are the game changers when you study these at an in-depth level, and everybody's minds were blown. Day 3 was my favorite and also required some courage, because in the past we've just focused on, wowing our students with information, and we realized 2 days of information is more than sufficient. In the past, we do 3 days of teaching, tons of speakers. We typically got feedback that was too much, too overwhelming, but I always felt that I needed these big name speakers to fill up the event. So there was a fear inside of me, what if we have fewer speakers and I promote a day of fun, are people gonna come? And crazy enough, people said that was the best part of the event, and they said, I'll come back just for the fun day because I don't do a lot of fun stuff on my own, which is crazy to hear, but it's a very real thing in entrepreneurship. So what we did is we invited some people over and we got into the Word and encouraged each other. And then we went for an epic 2-hour hike to Tom's Thumb as a group. We got time to just really get to know each other on a much more personal and intimate level. We were able to take the relationships deeper, which creates a better foundation for growth, because you leave these events with friendships that you can have for the rest of your life. These are people that you can go to for support, for encouragement. You can share resources. And when you have that container, that space to actually talk to people and create these memories together, it's far more impactful. And we finished up with this really cool Wim Hof breathing exercise. It was about a 2-hour workshop. It was pretty freaking crazy, the experiences that people had and then shared in the room. People get vulnerable, people cry, people share their past, and people share their dreams, and there's just immense bonding. And I can't think of a better way to bond than through an ice bath experience. And that's how we wrapped up the day. 32-degree ice baths, and we had everybody go in groups of 2, and we were coached through this by a Wim Hof instructor, and it was just so impactful. There's a lot of laughing, a ton of fun, and people said this was the best part. A few people said this was the best day of my year, which reinforced my theory that entrepreneurs don't have enough fun. So I think for me, the big thing moving forward is to create what I want to create and not worry about what the competition is doing, and to really stay in my lane and create a space for people that don't want the big rah-rah, but they want to get in a room where they can actually get supported, they can actually ask questions, they can actually share openly and get the feedback they need to have a breakthrough. And that just typically doesn't happen the larger the room. So the smaller the room, the more connected the room, the deeper we can go, the better friendships that are formed. And that's where I think I want to continue to build from. Limit the size and just make these experiences better and better. And again, that takes courage, because I built my identity around bigger, and now we're really truly focused on making these better. So what does that look like? What does that feel like? And that's what you can expect more from in 2025 when we launch at least 2 more events. Hope you enjoyed that episode. If you need any help growing your online coaching business, your fitness business, nutrition business, there's a link in the description. Visit me on Instagram. I got a new account. I am Vince Del Monte. Love to hear from you, support you in 2025, and help you build a business by design, not by default. Add more profits, add more fun to your life. If that's what you're looking for, hit me up and we'd love to see how we can help. Talk to you soon. Level up or level off.